Welcome to r/Leopard Ate My Face, where actions meet consequences. MAGA means drain the swamp. And also MAGA shuts down the government every other quarter like it's a Netflix show renewal. Well yeah, because nothing makes America great like shutting down the government for reasons that are definitely not a cover-up. Kentucky soybean farmer. The soybean market is terrible. It's all tariffs. Tariffs has a lot to do with it. Wait, but I thought in all of the campaigning propaganda they said that tariffs were good for the country. And they were going to make everyone rich. And I mean, also you wanted to get rid of all the soy boys, right? Well, I guess you got it. But just not in the way you wanted. It's almost poetic. The states that worship Trump the loudest are the ones whose crops he tanked the hardest. Well, that's why you don't side with fascists, guys, because it doesn't turn out well. Trump voter complains about prices for Taco Tuesday at home. There's no damn reason the family taco should cost $55. Aren't tacos supposed to be cheap? This is fucking crazy. I mean, the signs did say Trump equals low prices, but he never meant like grocery prices or, you know, peon stuff like that. He meant low stock prices and, you know, low ratings of the economy. Like, that's the low prices you always wanted, right? You voted for these higher prices. Fuck 'em. They voted for this shit. They can go eat day-old bread and mystery meat. Mystery meat? Is that where the people ICE is trafficking are going to? Oh, so Soylent Green is people? Given everything over the last decade, this really would not surprise me at all. I voted for Trump 3 times. Yeah, that's your first, second, and third mistake. Can someone please tell me what he's done for us since he came into office? Don't know what he's done, like, in office at all. Yet you voted for him again, and then again? The math ain't math in there. Maybe you should have looked at how shit his first term was before voting for him twice more? My gas price is the same. My grocery prices are out of the roof. Interest rates and homes aren't better. Bill's insurance is going up next year. My insurer is leaving North Carolina, so please, tell me how I'm better off. Isn't it poetic? The greedy people that vote for their own personal benefit end up not getting any personal benefit, and it blows up in their face? Yeah, that's really not surprising. Trump voter realizes their queer identity is a subject of contempt in this administration. God, what propaganda would someone have to gobble up to think Trump and the right are pro-LGBTQ? Jeez, I don't know what you need to be smoking to think that. After many years of being skeptical about Trump, I finally have turned away from him. I now regret ever voting for him. Well, I'll believe that when you don't vote Republican. Coming from a very conservative area and a household that regularly sang its praises, it felt like a cognitive dissonance. And I always felt insecure about him. So you were like halfway there, but like, it's really not hard to see how anti-gay the right is. But after recent developments, I can no longer say I support him. I regret that I voted for him in 24 after how much had happened in his second term. Coming to terms with my queer identity has made me realize too that I'm a subject of contempt by the right in general. I don't know where I am politically, but it's not whatever that is. Well, yeah, I'd like to fucking hope that you wouldn't be pro-right after somehow not earlier figuring out that they don't like gay people. You know, you've only got to open up like any news program and see them demonizing trans and queer people. It's really not that hard to come to the conclusion. And you've either got to be gullible or stupid to think that they're not. Oh wait, yeah, like most Trump supporters. Sorry, my bad. And yet still doesn't know where they are politically. These fucking people, man. They seem like the type of person to still vote Republican though. After careful consideration, I know that the right, doesn't look out for my best interest as a queer person or just a person in general, but I still think it's best to vote right because anything but the libs, right? Yeah, some shit like that. Admitting you were wrong is too painful for most people. It's incredibly frustrating. I mean, I also hate it, which is why I do research and take informed decisions instead of voting because people telling me someone's good even when I have doubts. If you really hate being wrong, why would you do that? You have to know there's a possibility it's gonna blow up in your face. Well, there's a simple solution to all of that. Just join the cult and ignore everything that's happening. That's what a hot percentage of the country's doing right now. Know about the administration's incompetence, yet wished for it? Well, yeah, because they themselves are incompetent. You know, birds of a feather fly together and so on and so forth. There is now an 80% chance that there will be a government shutdown on Wednesday, according to Kalshi. Why is it happening again? I thought Mr. President would learn from the 2018/19 shutdown, and I voted for him. You knew that Trump had caused a government shutdown before, yet you still voted for him? Yeah, the whole, second chances thing isn't really acceptable with the President of the United States. This isn't spilling your milk at primary school. This is a, quote, mistake that's not a mistake, by the way, it's incompetence. That hurts a lot of people. But hey, yeah, like before, anything but vote for a Democrat. Oh no. First mistake was thinking Trump would learn. He did learn. He learned he can do whatever he wants without consequences. I mean, he didn't even learn that. He just does that. In order to learn about his own behaviour, he'd first have to have self-awareness. Or this little thing called, shame, wherever that went. If he had self-awareness, he'd hate himself as much as the rest of us do. His entire life is an effort to avoid self-awareness. At this point, I think these people trying to think was the first mistake. I love Trump, but it sounds like I'm gonna get fired. So much for working hard and actually caring about my job. As a fellow federal employee being dragged through shit for your decision, fuck off and enjoy your eaten face. Well, yeah, but what about the hellscape of the last 4 years? Oh yeah, that's a really good point, because despite what Trump's doing right now, nothing would ever be as bad as Biden's term. I mean, according to Fox News, but still. Hey chat, if you guys want to support this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally like, subscribe and share, cause it helps the channel a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching, and back to the video. Theo Von on DHS using him in a deportation video. Oh no, the scumbag administration does scumbag things. Who'd have seen that coming? My father immigrated here from Nicaragua. I have his immigration papers from when he came here. I have them in a frame. This was just fucked up, and that really kind of shook me. Didn't he vote for Trump? Yeah, he did. And he gets to see what happens when you vote for a scumbag. Because like the rest of his cabinet, Trump is an absolute piece of shit scumbag who will use everyone and anyone in his arsenal for his own benefit, propaganda points or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you side with the fascists, you'll get used. They used us. Yeah. Tokens getting spent like there's no tomorrow. I mean, games ain't cheap at Chuck E. Cheese. ADL helped support Trump's rise to authoritarianism, and Trump does what authoritarians do once they get their power. Also known as, Trump does what Trump does. FBI Director Kash Patel called the ADL an extreme group functioning like a terrorist organization, saying in the announcement that the FBI has cut all formal ties with the anti-hate group. Wow, one of the most bigoted administrations of the modern era is doing bigoted shit? Wow, it's not like they tried designating the act of being anti-fascist a terrorist organization, or anything like that. And I mean, it's not like they care about civil rights or anything, you know. Sure, keep siding with them and you'll surely be an exception. Tokens get spent. Kash Patel should remember that. So how long until like a couple of years from now he gets indicted for some bullshit claims? Because, you know, he said something anti-Trump? Yeah, I wonder what the odds are. They never do remember it. Bet he loves it when they call him a credit to his race. Well, like that previous commenter said, it's like Chuck E. Cheese. Those tokens get spent really quickly when they're playing kids' games. They always think they are exceptional. It's just a matter of time. They're the sort of idiots who thought Samuel L. Jackson was the hero of Django Unchained. Just the second best Tarantino villain after Christopher Waltz. Such a close second. Not that one, a different one. A Texas megachurch pastor and GOP leader has been arrested for crimes against children. Not Robert Morris, a different one. Not Josiah Anthony, a different one. Not Luke Cunningham, a different one. Not Tony Evans, a different one. Not Scott Crenshaw, a different one. Not Steve Lawson, a different one. Oh jeez. A Texas worship pastor, John Paul Sheptock, has been arrested for possession and production of CSAM. What's the line again? Every accusation is a confession. Seems like the biggest dangers to children are white, Christian, and male. Weird that. Based on the Supreme Court, those facts alone are reasonable suspicion to stop and check him out. Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Trump supporter, former GOP state senator Eric Brakey detained by Border Patrol. How it started, how it's going. If Trump wins NH by a single vote today, you'll be glad I moved and declared my primary residence in NH. Yeah, good job you voted for the mass deportations, fascism, ignoring the Constitution, and also Gestapo and brown shirts. Good for you. Let's see how that's gone, eh? I was detained by Border Patrol and Customs for 90 minutes coming back from a Royal Caribbean cruise today in Florida. After they rifled through all of my belongings, read my personal journal, and confiscated my phone and computer, I had to explain to them that the Free State NH is a non-violent, peaceful, libertarian movement that builds community, culture, and political change. We were invited to New Hampshire in the early 2000s by the governor of the state. We reject violence as a path to creating change. Okay, so what was Jan 6th then, eh? In detail, I had to explain the nature of the Defend the Guard movement and assure them I was not a part of a violent extremist group seeking to raise a militia for insurrection against the government. See, that's the thing, MAGA can do all of the insurrection attempts they want, but anyone else? No, of course not. 'Cause that's not patriotic? Yeah, Jan 6th was really patriotic, trying to lynch Congress. At one point during my detention, I asked for clarification on what rights I had here as a US citizen, and was told they did not need a warrant for anything in my possession, including all my electronic devices. They eventually let me go. Truth be told, I'm shaken up and in shock right now. Oh, wow, look at that. The consequences of your support. Politics has consequences, guys. Start acting like it. Waiting for the update which says, while I condemn this isolated breach of my constitutional rights, nonetheless, I would and will 100% vote for Donald Trump again in 2028. These people are world-class idiots. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that one scene in The Simpsons of Sideshow Bob continuously running into rakes and still stepping on the rakes. Yeah, that's pretty reflective of what MAGA's doing right now. They'll keep hurting themselves, but keep doing it. No, it will be Antifa infiltrators after he gets a few nighttime visits from masked men in white vans. It's happening. History is being made. To those storming the Capitol building, please be careful. Do not act like Antifa. Respect the police and know that they're mostly on our side. They're simply trying to do their job. Respect the police as you storm the Capitol building. That's really smart. Ah, yes. And then 44 minutes later, Antifa led the charge into the Capitol building dressed as Trump supporters. Sure thing, buddy. You can't have a MAGA without mental gymnastics. Trump lover on SSA/SSI found out that drain the swamp actually meant his bank account. Ah yes, the defund the government and subsidy programs party actually does it? Oh no, if only I paid attention for once in my life. I love Trump for everything he's doing, but Trump, please understand those overpayments for low-income people are gonna kill them. This is an emergency. He's not gonna see your comment on a Facebook post, bro, but okay. My friend. He's not your friend. He's a cult leader and a scumbag. I don't think you understand that people on SSA and SSI both, and SSI don't make over 976. Okay? If you cut that in half, that's 50%. No, last time I checked, cutting it in half is actually 60%. Okay, there's rent, food, and everything is gone. Understand people are going to die. Am I the only one that thinks this is entirely incoherent? Alright. Can't have a video without a Facebook post of someone praying to Trump while writing the most incoherent tweet on the planet. Especially in the cold weather, so please Trump, only take 10% for people under the poverty line. The rest probably have $1,000,000 home car ECT. Yes, the oh too common MAGA trope. It's always the others that are the problem, never them. Political narcissism, folks, at its worst.